Attention please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Well, there's bad weather in the forecast all weekend here in Boston, but we should be able to play tonight. Fans filing into Fenway Park. It'll be a full house for this great rivalry, and it is time for baseball. As the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Boston Red Sox in the first game of a three-game set from Fenway Park here in Boston, Massachusetts. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with David Cohn. I'm Michael Kay. We'll take a look at the pitching matchup in the first game of this three-game set. Tanner Houck always pitches well against the Yankees. He'll get the start for the Red Sox, 3-6, 5.23. Domingo Germán, the numbers are good, but over the last 7 starts, he's been even better, David.
Yeah, he really has gained a lot of confidence in both his curveball and his changeup. And when you think about spring training, Domingo Germán was fighting for the 5th spot. Nowadays, maybe he's number 2. That's how good he's been. He sees a lot of funny swings when he throws that curveball. He has a lot of confidence in it, and he leads the American League in strikeouts with curveballs this year.
All right, so in those last 7 starts, 2-1, 2.20 ERA. That's glittering, 41 innings. Opponents hitting 178 against him. He's keeping the ball in the ballpark, allowing just 3 home runs. One of the guys he has to worry about in the Red Sox order. Red Sox have a pretty good offense. It's their defense and pitching that's a little shaky. And right in the middle of that offense is Rafael Devers, who's been really hot.
Yeah, it almost as if he was born to be a Yankee killer. When you see what he's done against the Yankees in terms of power, he can hit it out anywhere. There's no ballpark that can hold him. Death Valley can't hold him at Yankee Stadium. Dead Central can't hold him there, and that's off of Domingo Germán as well, into Monument Park. And then at Fenway Park, hey, you need him to pull the ball, he can do that as well. So there's really no weakness as far as Rafael Devers' power game, and he has shown that to the Yankees really from day one when he took Aroldis Chapman deep his rookie year.
4 home runs in his last 5 games. The numbers for the season, very good. 17 homers, tied for 3rd in the American League. He leads the American League in RBIs and 33 extra base hits. That's good for 3rd place in the league as well. Well, the Yankee lineup's still a little short because of injuries, but this guy stepped in, done a great job. Jake Bauers sits atop the lineup for the Yankees. He's their leadoff batter. When we get back, Meredith Marakovitz will talk with Bauers. That's next, right here on Yes.
Park for Yankees baseball on Yes. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovitz alongside Jake Bauers. Jake, what has the intensity been like the last week? 3 against the Red Sox in the Bronx, then 2 against the Mets, now back at it against the Red Sox.
Yeah, it just feels like it keeps coming, right? I think it's kind of felt that way every series since I've been here, though. It's been intense games. I mean, every one of them means something, so definitely tired by the end of the day, but ready to go.
You've been getting more reps in right field with Aaron Judge on the injured list. Do you feel like you're settling in out there?
I still feel like I'm in the mode of just kind of trying to be wherever they need me to be, right? So I'm going to make sure that, I'm ready for whatever opportunity I'm going to get.
Anything in particular you do during batting practice to kind of get yourself familiar out here? I know the outfield a little bit different. You've played here before.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely got to see some balls go off the green monster out there, and then the dimensions out and right are not anything like you've played on before. So get out there during BP, see some balls off the bat. I'm sure I'll work with Louie out there a little bit and be ready to go by 7 p.m.
You're leading off again tonight. Since you got called up, you've been barreling up the ball quite well. What's led to your success at the plate, and do you enjoy batting leadoff?
I think just the consistency in the work and my preparation is kind of what's keeping me a little bit steady right now. And then as far as leading off goes, I mean, same mindset, right? Like 1 through 9, if I'm in the lineup, I'm happy. So just go up there, try to have a good at-bat wherever I'm at.
Well, best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by David Cohn. First pitch coming your way after the break.
On Yes is brought to you in part by NYU Langone Health, the #1 hospital in the U.S. for neurology and neurosurgery. By Grand Palladium Jamaica Resort and Spa. Visit PalladiumHotelGroup.com today. by Suffolk Credit Union, empowering your possible. And by Burke, the top rehabilitation expert serving the tri-state area. Every expertise for every life. Those guys were traded for each other for about 3 hours when the owners had a little too much to drink, and then they took it back.
I wish I had that cocktail napkin. What would that go on eBay?
Oh my goodness, how life would have changed if that went through. The Red Sox have taken the field, so let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup, brought to you by TikTok. Jake Bowers leads off, will play right. Giancarlo Stanton, the DH. Gleyber Torres at second. Cleaning up first baseman Anthony Rizzo. Then it's Josh Donaldson at third. Willie Calhoun will be in left. The center fielder is Billy McKinney. Kyle Higashioka is going to catch and bat eighth and batting ninth. And playing shortstop, it's the youngster, the rookie Anthony Volpe.
And that lineup will face this right-hander, and he's been tough in his young career on the Yankees. Tanner Houck, and be his 13th start on the year. You see the numbers a little bit of a mixed bag. He can strike you out. A little bit wild at times, and 9 homers on the year. And let's check out our Nissan pitcher scouting report for Tanner Houck. His sinker dives hard, 8.8 inches above average of the normal major league sinker, and the slider sweeps 5.4 inches of sweep on that one. That's probably his best pitch in a starter rematch. Him and Domingo Germán are going to bump heads here again tonight.
Houck is ready. Bowers is ready, and let's do it here at Fenway. First pitch is drilled to right field. It is a base hit, and it'll go to the wall. Bowers rounds first. He'll go to second. Verdugo fires it in, and a leadoff double on the first pitch by Jake Bowers. Check out the Red Sox defense presented by Buick. You've seen Verdugo. It's Duvall in center. Yoshida is over in left. In the infield, Devers, Reyes, Arroyo, and Casas. That's left to right, third to first. Wong is behind the plate. Justin Turner, the DH. And we told you about Tanner Houck on the mound. So here's Giancarlo Stanton. And a strike. Bowers does what a leadoff guy does. Got on base, started off. He's at second. 1-1.
Just something about the first pitch of the game getting hammered like that. Kind of sets the tone. The Yankees really need to take advantage here.
Swing and a miss.
Right down the middle, get ahead pitch. Bowers is ready for it.
Just off the end of the bat, foul. The old ballpark opened up in 1912. There's still a buzz to it. Fans still filing in, expected to be a full house here at Fenway Park. No matter what the records are for the two teams, Yankees Red Sox has always a little something to it. The 1-2. Did he go? No, he did not, said John Tumpane. Home plate umpires Hunter Wendelstedt. This is what Tumpane saw, and he made the correct call. He did check. Marvin Hudson's at second. Brian Walsh is over at third. There's your umpiring crew. Yankees come in at 39-30, and the Red Sox are in last place at 34-35. And the 3-2, right down the middle. Fastball, strike three. Stanton down looking.
Well, we'll take another look.
Wasn't so down the middle.
Yeah, I mean, the catcher, that's what you call catcher framing, right? Set up down the middle, a little subtle movement with the glove, slight hesitation.
Gleyber Torres takes inside. Let's take a scouting report on Hunter Wendelstedt, considered pitcher friendly, 26 big league seasons, and he calls more outside strikes, and we just saw that.
Old school strikeout call right there.
One. Gleyber hitting .252, 11 homers, 28 runs batted in. Bauers at second, 1 out now. Ground ball through for a base hit. Bauers held up, so they're going to hold him up at third. Yoshida throws it into Devers, so a single for Torres. First and third for the Yankees, 1 out. Why don't we check out the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Well, after waiting for the first couple of months, really, to see each other, it's you again, back-to-back weekends. Red Sox, Yankees, and one of a kind. It's still Fenway Park. This is one of the ballparks, really, maybe the number one park that really impacts the style of the game. The wall ball, definitely the venue is the story here, and then still the one. To me, it's this rivalry. You mentioned it. I don't care what the standings say. It's Red Sox, Yankees. It still matters.
Here's Anthony Rizzo, 1 hit in his last 29 at bats. Runners on the corners. Jackknifes out of the way of that one, 1-0. One hit, 3 walks, and 2 hit by pitches in his last 36 plate appearances for Rizzo. Two and 0.
Sometimes the simplest advice is the best advice when you're in a slump. You get a good look at Fenway Park there. No place like this place. Get good pitches to hit for Rizzo. That's the key.
There's a strike.
Easier said than done. Sometimes you go up there and you start eyeballing pitches, looking for good pitches, and you end up getting down in the count, or you're a little bit late. So the selective aggressive approach is the nirvana for any hitter.
Three and 1. Chapman having a long talk with Torres. Would they send him on 3-1? Runner at third base. 1 man out. Torres at first. They do not send him. It's a foul ball. Now another decision. On 3-2 do you send him? Rizzo in 17 games here at Fenway Park hitting just .206.
Houck not especially quick to home plate, but Wong behind the plate is really good. He's got an excellent pop time and throws the ball well.
He goes. That one is chopped to second. A run will score. Torres going to third. The throw to third is not in time. So an RBI for Rizzo, a 1-0 Yankee lead.
Well, they do send to Michael, and that was a good call. And the high chopper would have been hard to get a double play on that either way, but Gleyber just does not stop, and that's sort of like, you know, a long 3-point shot in basketball. It's like you got it. If you make it, it's a good shot. Because with 2 outs, not that big of a difference getting to third base on that close of a play.
There's Donaldson. Grounded foul for Rizzo, his 33rd run batted in.
You know, from up here, we could see Gleyber just put his head down and went. He just made up his mind he was going to go on that. Bang, bang, tag at third.
quickly 0-2 on Donaldson.
It's a big series for Josh Donaldson. He's shown that his bat speed is still there. He's shown that he can still go deep. But here at Fenway Park, in this series, in the middle of this lineup, he could really kind of establish himself and make a statement here at Fenway Park.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Donaldson, but the Yankees get a run. On 2 hits, 1 man left. Yankees won. Red Sox come to bat. Against Domingo Germán, we'll take a look at their starting lineup, brought to you by TikTok. Alex Verdugo in right field leads off. Justin Turner, the DH, bats second. Red hot Rafael Devers at third base hits third. Cleaning up in center field, Adam Duvall. Masataka Yoshida in left field will bat fifth, batting sixth. Second baseman Christian Arroyo. Tristan Casas, the first baseman, will bat seventh. Batting eighth and catching Connor Wong. Pablo Reyes, the shortstop, will bat ninth.
And that lineup is going to face Domingo Germán towing the slab at Fenway Park on Friday night. See, those numbers are rounding into form. Excellent across the board. And let's check out the Nissan Pitcher Scouting Report for Domingo Germán. Rolling on the river. Last 7 starts, a 2.20 ERA and a 178 opposing batting average against. Curveball and a whiff. His 43 Ks are most in the American League on plate appearances that end in a curveball. And a changeup and a ground ball, over a 52% ground ball rate on his changeup as well.
And the pitch to Verdugo is a strike. Verdugo has a 6-game hitting streak, putting together a good year. The best piece Boston got back in the Mookie Betts deal with the Dodgers. And a strike. 0-2. Yankees playing to pull in the infield. Volpe almost behind second base. Donaldson way off the line at third. Missed outside. In the outfield, it's straight up. Chopped to second. Torres gets a high hop. 1 away. Yankee defense is presented by Buick. Willie Calhoun's in left. Billy McKinney in center. And Jake Bauers over and right in the infield. Donaldson, Volpe, Torres, and Rizzo. That's third to first. Higashioka behind the plate catching Germán. We've already seen Stanton as the DH.
Change up and a ground ball, Michael.
Justin Turner was 5 for 11 when the Red Sox 2 out of 3 against the Yankees at the stadium last weekend. Turner's been red hot 6-game streak, 10 for 23. Turner not in love with that call.
The veteran player, though, asking Wendelstedt, is that the bottom? Is that the bottom of the zone? Rather than arguing balls and strikes. Lets it know.
Foul back here.
There's a way to voice your opinion in the right way.
Game time weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the Yankees, 73 degrees. Chance of rain 92%. That's not good. Humidity 70%. The wind is blowing in from center field. And there's bad weather in the forecast all weekend. Fouled away.
And Michael, as we know, John Sterling went viral in the past couple of days due to an errant ball that Turner hit. And Turner wound up hitting a ball up to the Yankees broadcast booth when they were in the Bronx. It wound up hitting John Sterling. Thankfully, he's okay, but Turner sent him a ball, Michael. They put a Band-Aid on it and said to John, no matter where you sit in the ball game or the ballpark, you're never safe.
Good advice as Turner picks himself up a double and extends his hitting streak to 7 straight.
A professional hitter. reaches out and hooks that curveball before it had a chance to break. Just stays up just enough. Turner put on a professional at bat right there.
So here's the dangerous Rafael Devers with Turner at second. Devers leads the majors with 56 runs batted in. He's had 4 home runs in his last 5 games. Let's take a look at the leaders. Brought to you by Citizens Made Ready. 56 rookies. We mentioned that's the best in the bigs. Next up, the Rangers' Adolis Garcia with 55, tied with the Astros' Yordan Alvarez, also with 55. Rangers very quietly have the best run differential in all of Major League Baseball. They have in some season, leading the American League West.
You know, all the talk about Jacob deGrom in the offseason signing, it was Nathan Eovaldi, who's probably the best starting pitcher signing in the offseason.
Ripped down the right field line. It is a foul ball. There is not much room down there, but it found foul territory.
Domingo Germán catches a break there on a sinker that stayed on the plate a bit. It just hooks foul by that much.
Talk about free agent pitcher signing. The big one was Carlos Rodon with the Yankees, and the Yankees got good news today. He's going to start his rehab assignment on Tuesday, and Aaron Boone, the Yankee manager, thinks he only needs 3, so the Yankees could get him back with no setbacks before the All-Star break. And that would be his Yankee debut.
He's looked very good in the simulated games and live batting practices. His velocity up in the mid-90s.
Never any question when he's healthy, he's great, and that's what the Yankees are banking on for the second half. So full count on Devers. And he walked. Time for the injury report, brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. So we told you about Rodon. Aaron Judge received another PRP injection for another ligament that was still bothering him. No timetable for a return. Bader was supposed to be in the lineup today, but he wanted to play 2 more rehab games. Expected to return from the IL Tuesday at the stadium against Seattle. And Ian Hamilton, who's celebrating his birthday today, will begin a rehab assignment with Somerset on Sunday.
And Michael, you mentioned Aaron Judge. Aaron Boone revealed that he had another PRP injection. He said the second ligament on his toe still giving him some problems. They're hoping that that could start promoting a little bit more healing. I asked him, if that does not work, is it something where the issue would need to be addressed with surgery? And Aaron Boone said that has not been discussed at all right now. We're hopeful that that's going to do it. When asked how long he thinks Aaron Judge is going to be out, he said he could be back next week or it could be 4 weeks. They really have no timetable right now for Judge, but it's got to be tough putting that lineup together knowing you can't pencil number 99 in.
Well, one key is if number 99's out, well, Rizzo, LeMahieu, Stanton, and Donaldson have to hit. So when they lost against the Mets on Wednesday, that quadrant was 1 for 15 in the lineup.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, you can't look over your shoulder right now. It's the location of the injury that's the problem for Judge. He relies on his back leg so much, his back foot, and to roll over right onto that injury every time you swing a bat is the problem. So he needs to be fully healed before he can start swinging a bat again at full strength.
One and two on Duvall. First and second, 1 man out. Rip foul. Since coming off the IL, Duvall 2 for 18. He was on the IL with a left wrist fracture And he started off the season in 8 games, 15 for 33. But he was out for so long, it's like starting all over again. Been 6 games off the IL. Strike 3. Duvall down looking.
Well, there's the old saying, both ways. Stanton got rung up on a similar pitch just off the plate. If you're on the Yankee side, turnabout is fair play. Nice receiving job, too, by Kyle Higashioka.
So here is Yoshida. Last weekend against the Yankees, hitless in 11 at-bats. Yankees got their first look at him. Signing a 5-year deal with the Red Sox out of Japan. Yoshida has 24 multi-hit games. Only Bo Bichette with 27 has more in the league. You know, many in baseball thought it was a massive overpay, overreach by the Red Sox, but now it kind of looks like it could be a bargain if he keeps this up.
There's no doubt that when you try to evaluate the Japanese professional leagues, we knew they had arms. There's been pitchers coming over for a long time. The hitters have caught up, especially velocity-wise. Yoshida's a good fastball hitter.
High fly ball, left field. Going back Calhoun, turning, and he's going to play it off the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes Devers, and he will score. That's a 2-run double for Yoshida, and the Red Sox lead 2-1.
Talk about Fenway Park and the venue having an impact. High fly balls off the wall allow base runners to score from first.
Here's Christian Arroyo. 1-0.
See, once this gets up in the air towards left field, the base runners are just off and running. The only question is it over or not? Right at the top of the wall. Little curveball that stayed out over the plate. Yoshida just lashes it the other way.
And Arroyo gets hit. So he'll take first and second, 2 men out. And that will bring the pitching coach, Matt Blake, out to the mound to talk with Herman.
Spectrum One is fast, secure, and reliable. Internet for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi and a free mobile line. Restrictions apply. Visit Spectrum.com for details.
I think if you watched the WBC this year, you saw how good the Japanese national team was. Yoshida a part of that. Several other players in that lineup too can hit Major League pitching right now. You know, Shohei Ohtani is obviously a unicorn. He's a talent of almost otherworldly, but quality of players in Japan right now is better than it's ever been.
Here's Tristan Casas. One and 0. And a strike. Casas was removed from first base for a couple of games, and they said, well, Justin Turner was going to play first. Alex Cora is looking to improve his defense. The Red Sox defense has been dreadful, and he's trying to plug holes. Kike Hernandez has been removed from shortstop. They're playing Reyes more, and this team didn't seem like it had a plan B when Sander Bogarts ended up signing with San Diego. So they were playing Hernandez, who plays all over the place at shortstop every day, and it wasn't working out.
You know, really, the Red Sox have only one player that is above average on defensive metrics, outs above average by StatCast, and that's Alex Verdugo. Everybody else is either at average or well below average.
They've committed 49 errors. Only the San Francisco Giants have committed more. They have 50. So 29th in baseball. And then when you combine that with shaky starting pitching, that's why they're in last place right now. Ground ball to first. Right there, Rizzo. Flips to Herman, and that will do it. But the Red Sox take the lead. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. Will go to the second. 2-1 Boston. Ballot is now open. Vote daily at Yankees.com/vote to decide who represents your New York Yankees this summer. Well, the head groundskeeper here at Fenway went out and talked to Marvin Hudson between innings. That's never a good sign because it's not a social visit. We said 92% chance of rain. There's Willie Calhoun. Now it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. Yankees have a night game here, and the expectation is that it could be rained out. And if it is, then they would play a day-night doubleheader on Sunday. Nice backhand play by Casas. Flips to Houck, and that gets Willie Calhoun for the first out.
Changes plans for the weekend a little bit now, doesn't it?
Little bit. So 1 down. That brings up Billy McKinney. McKinney's done a good job for the Yankees since being called up. He's 8 for 25, hitting all 7 games that he's played. There's a strike.
Think about it, the Yankees and sort of all the depth pieces that they've signed have all contributed, even right down to Franchi Cordero with some big hits early.
Grounded to second. Arroyo, 2 down.
Yankees also have one of their homegrown players in AAA playing very well this year, Esteban Florial. Be interesting to see if he ever gets another shot up here or not.
Here's Higashioka, who's actually hit pretty well. 240, 3 homers, and 17 ribbies. He grounds one to short. Reyes backhand sets and fires. An easy 1-2-3 inning for Tanner Houck as the Yankees go down in order. Official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight's picture was submitted by Jonathan. His son Theodore was born to wear the Yankee pinstripe. Looks great already. Love it. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. Hey, we might spotlight you in a future game. We're way up here. There we are. Here at Fenway Park. The oldest ballpark in the majors at Fenway. It's Wrigley, opened 2 years later, and then Dodger Stadium.
It's fitting. Theodore's an old school name too, right?
Yes.
I wonder what the nickname's going to be. It could be Theo. It could be Ted.
Teddy. So Tanner Houck with a 5-pitch 1-2-3 inning in the top of the second. Let's see how Herman bounces back from giving up 2 runs in the bottom of the first. It'll be 8-9-1 in the Sox order. There's Wong. 3-0 on Wong. Turned him loose, fouled it back. About a 70-30 split between Wong and the other catcher, Reese McGuire, with Wong getting 70% of the starts.
If Wong can develop into a solid catcher for the Red Sox, it certainly kind of sheds a new light on that Mookie Betts trade a little bit.
It was Alex Verdugo, Connor Wong, and Jeter Downs for Mookie Betts and David Price. And the reason you got Betts for that kind of return is they took on David Price's contract.
Exactly. Salary dump.
Yep. And Wong works the walk. Everything I'm hearing here in Boston and reading in the Boston Globe, fans are very upset with Red Sox ownership and with Chaim Bloom, who they brought in to kind of make a sustainable organization that would continually have the farm system produce players and be more cost effective, and it hasn't worked out. They haven't won yet, and Bloom's getting some heat. There's a strike.
There's been some reports too of a slight friction or miscommunication between manager and general manager too. Alex Cora. Maybe a little bit of disagreement along the way on personnel decisions.
Grounded up the middle. Torres steps on second one, on to first. Double play. Doubling up Reyes.
Two things. Good by Domingo to get out of the way. Don't mess it up. And then Glaber, a little bit of a deke there. I mean, looked like he was trying to flip it and then just took it himself. I think right here, it looks like, okay, I'm going to flip it. No, that's just get out of the way. I got it. And by a step.
Verdugo takes a strike. High fly ball, deep left center. McKinney back, turning, looking. He's going to play it out the green monster. And Verdugo has a 2-out double. It's always thought of that the green monster is a friend to righty batters. It's really a friend to lefty batters.
Yes. Wade Boggs will be the one to tell you that first and foremost. He learned how to hit fly balls to left field here. And if you're thinking the difference between ballparks, that's a can of corn at Yankee Stadium in Death Valley. Here, Jake Bauers is going to stop and watch it and play the ricochet. Yeah, McKinley rather.
So here's Turner. High fly ball, deep left. Calhoun back, turning, looking, see ya! Into the monster seats. A 2-run home run, and it's 4-1 Boston. So here's Devers. Fouls the first pitch off.
Turner off to a good start, 2 for 2. Another breaking ball. It stayed up and out over the plate. Turner's out in front of it and up, but he elevates. Fly balls to left field here work. Turner knew it off the bat.
One and two.
Talked a lot about Domingo Germán's curveball, how effective it's been all year long. Tonight, kind of up and flat.
Ripped down the right field line, foul. Two runs or fewer allowed in 6 of his previous 7 starts. So 4 runs in an inning and 2/3. Two and 2 on Devers.
Just a 60% strike rate, too. Domingo Germán, his last start, was about 80% strikes.
Grounded to Rizzo, who flips to Germán, and that'll do it. But another 2 spot for the Red Sox. This one on the Turner home run. We played 2. It's 4-1 Boston. By Google Cloud. And this is Houck's arsenal.
Cutters and 4-seamers and splitters to lefty. Sinker slider to righties.
Pitch to Volpe is a strike. Anthony had 3 hits and 8 at-bats against the Mets. A 2-game set, the Yankees split. Anthony had some chicken parmesan with his former minor league teammate, Austin Wells, and they looked at some tape, and they said that Anthony's stance was not as closed as it was when he was successful in the minors, so he closed it up for that Mets series. Like he made better contact. I think the key is chicken parmesan. You know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking the same thing. At home cooking.
Yep. 2-2.
Michael, I think Austin Wells is actually living at the Volpe household now. Anthony, when he played for the Somerset Patriots, lived there, was close enough that he could commute, and now his friend and former teammate following suit. So he gets a lot of the chicken parm.
That's really good.
Right?
That's sweet. So Anthony was the interloper during the off day.
Kind of, yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure his parents welcomed him with open arms.
Now that's one thing that's changed. He got on base more at the beginning, and since he's been slumping, he is not. You want him to walk, David, because then he could utilize his speed.
Yeah, that's what was so impressive early in the year about Anthony Volpe, is seeing a lot of pitches, getting deep into counts, and doing exactly what we just saw, get on first base, and now he's a definite threat to go.
So back to the top of the order in Bowers, and again he swings at the first pitch. This one a foul ball into the Red Sox dugout. First pitch of the game, he doubled down the right field line, came around to score on the RBI ground out by Anthony Rizzo. Oh, and 2.
You can always tell the old school umpires, Michael. There's a little more of an east and west strike zone as opposed to north and south by the new school or younger umpires.
Popped up. Arroyo makes the play. 1 down. That brings up Stanton. Anthony is 14 for 14 in stolen bases this year. Only one of 2 players in the majors to be 14 for 14 or better. The other one is Tampa Bay's Taylor Walls, who was 16 for 16. And a strike. Anthony is really dancing off first, trying to get a read on Tanner Houck. Guy the other way and out of play. 3rd inning, 4-4-0 for Boston, 1-2-0 for the Yanks. 1-2. Stanton struck out looking on a pitch that on replay was clearly outside. Straight up, spread stance of Stanton.
Volpe's going to be sure if he goes, because Stanton, one swing is 2 runs.
Popped up, shallow right, coming on Verdugo. Going out is Arroyo. He makes a nice over-the-shoulder basket catch for the second out.
Had to go a long way. Full swing and a blooper. Nice job. Runs it down.
Smooth. Here's Gleyber Torres. And a strike. Torres singled through the left side in the first inning.
So now's the time for Volpe to take a chance. Try to get that vaulted lead. Get a jump.
Hit sharply and grabbed on the backhand by Arroyo. He flips to Reyes. Nice play to end the inning. So Volpe walked and stayed put at first base. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the third. Brought to you in part by Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. By the New York Lottery. Get out there and play. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 or over. And by New York Presbyterian with world-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine. Stay amazing. That was the heart of the rivalry in the 70s. Fisk and Munson behind the plate for their respective teams. Go to the bottom of the third. Red Sox 4 and the Yankees 1. Duvall will lead off. That's the left field. Calhoun giving chase off the plate on a hop. Duvall's going for 2. The throw is not in time and wide. So Duvall with a leadoff double here in the third. And this is not the Herman that we've seen of late.
Yeah, we're going to see another breaking ball that just kind of stays up. You see the spin on it, and Duvall's out in front, but because it's up, he's able to stay on it and get some leverage to the outfield. I thought a good throw might have been close at second base, but Willie Calhoun couldn't get it on line.
And that one gets past Higashioka all the way to the backstop as Duvall moves to third.
Higashioka setting up away and gets that four-seamer in. Just kind of sails on him away.
Yankees bring the infield in. Did he go? Yes, he did. 1-1. 4-1 Red Sox looking for more. Bottom of the third inning. Runner at third base, nobody out. The 5-hitter Yoshida, who had a 2-run double in the first inning, he's at the plate. Two and one. His double was high off the monster in left center field.
It was a big deal first time through the lineup as Herman kind of pitched around Rafael Devers. Yoshida made him pay.
Line drive. It's a base hit to right field. Duvall will score easily. Third ribby for Yoshida, and it's a 5-1 Boston lead.
Another changeup that just kind of stays down and in, and Yoshida's out in front of it, but once again, because of the location, he's able to find the outfield grass. Herman clearly off. His breaking stuff is up and flat. His fastballs are kind of all over the place. We're so used to him over the last several starts being such a strike thrower, filling up the strike zone. See the Yankees bullpen gets going now.
And that's Matt Crook. And, you know, he doesn't want to see his team lose. But he has been up for 12 days waiting to make his Major League debut. He's been up a couple of times. They never bring him in. Now he has an opportunity to come in and make his Major League debut at Fenway Park. But imagine sitting in that bullpen for 12 days and not getting into a game.
That's a tough one.
You know, you could always be sent down, and you know, could be one of those stories that you never got into a big league game.
Yeah.
Little Moonlight Graham.
Yeah, you never know. He will pitch. Yankees really like him. That swing and miss stuff, his slider especially. All arms and legs, got some deception built into his delivery.
That one is lined to left field, and Calhoun tries to dive, can't make the play. Backing up is McKinney. Going to third is Yoshida. He'll stop right there, and it's a double for Arroyo.
See the sinker right there. Just not sinking, right? Just kind of flat, sitting there. Most of his pitches don't have a lot of finish on him tonight, and Calhoun dives and it gets by.
And that's going to do it. 7 hits in 2+ innings against Tremont. 5 runs, and the runners at second and third are his responsibility. Boone's going to take the ball. He's going to call on Matt Crook, coming to his first big league game. Rough outing for Domingo Germán.
Debut. He had been thinking about this moment for a long time. I spoke to Crook when the team was in Seattle, and he said waiting is the hardest part. He had been in this position before. He was actually on the taxi squad last year when the Yankees were in Texas. Never got in a game there, never actually added to the roster, but he said he does not know what it's going to feel like to run in for the first time, but the adrenaline is going to be pumping, heart probably beating through his chest. But he said he spoke to a lot of guys in that bullpen. He's been picking their brain as he's been up here with the big league club, trying to figure out how he should get ready, what he wants to do to get ready. And Coney, you mentioned his slider. He said that is the pitch he feels most comfortable throwing. He just wants to do what he did at the minors, in the minors, and that's trust his stuff.
That's a 1-1 count on Casas. He's 28 years old, so he's waited a long time for this opportunity. From Hillsborough, California. 4th-round pick by the Giants in 2016 out of the University of Oregon. And December 2020 selected from Tampa Bay in the minor league phase of the Rule 5 draft by the Yanks. Grounded to second with the infield in, the runners hold. 1 away. So he retires. First batter he faces.
Another look, just a little flip over there. Rizzo taking the ball out, drops it. Hey, wait, he's out, right? Let me tag. Wait, no. Yeah, I got him.
Umpire said he dropped it on the transfer, but Rizzo made it a little bit interesting because he reached back and tagged the bag again. Infield still in. Pitch to Wong is low, 1-0. 13 games at Scranton this year, 1.47 ERA, 35 strikeouts in 18 1/3 innings.
That's a lot by any standard, really. For every inning, he's striking out two batters. It's not high octane gas either. It's deception, sliders, movement.
You've told me before your major league debut you didn't feel your legs, right?
Yeah, no, definitely not. It was like I was running from the bullpen to the game mound underwater. Just like I was never going to get there.
And Matt has on his sleeve that rookie debut patch. Every player in the big leagues wears it. Then it goes into a collectible card package. Anthony Volpe had it on opening day. Matt's been wearing that now for all those games, and finally it's an applicable patch.
Very nice. Debut.
Grounded to third. They're going to come home, and the out is made. The tag on Yoshida. Moving to third is Arroyo. And Wong reaches on the fielder's choice.
So far, so good. The other part of Crook's game is his sinker, getting ground balls, and 2 ground balls here in this inning when you really needed them. Donaldson, pick and throw, easy out. Ground balls and strikeouts work in today's game.
So now first and third, 2 outs, and here's Pablo Reyes. And there's a strike. Another strike, 0-2.
Just for all you folks at home that like to study that box and evaluate the strike zone, there is a little bit of a buffer zone for umpires and how they're graded, especially east and west, in particular on the outside corner to hitters. So some of those calls you see just outside the box actually will be graded as a good call by the home plate umpires in their grading system because of that little buffer zone that they allow a little margin off of the edges.
Chop foul.
Just in case you weren't already confused enough, so let me throw that in there for you. I guess you could say it's more of an oval shape than a square shape.
And doesn't mean that those are strikes, but what David's saying is that it's been negotiated that they will not be negatively impacted if they call one off the zone.
Yeah, by the grading system the umpires are graded on, yes, which is collectively bargained.
Chop slowly to third. Donaldson fires to second. They don't get the out. A run scores. He had bobbled the ball, lost the play of Reyes at first, and recalibrated and went to second. It wasn't in time. So another ground ball by Crook, but a run does score.
Let's see here, tough break off the end of the bat. Boy, if he gets it, throws it to first, he probably has him. Once the bobble happened, it's a good adjustment to try to go to second there. But tough break for Crook and the Yankees. It's a 6th run is now on the board here in the 3rd.
Here's Verdugo. I'm not sure how they'll score that, David, but from what it is an E5, I'm surprised he didn't get a triple the way official scoring is these days. So no RBI for Reyes. Oh, 0-2. Crook's been impressive. They changed it. They scored it a base hit. It was E5 on the scoreboard. So he does get an RBI.
Disagreement between the scoreboard operator and the actual official score.
Right. You saw the E5 flash up there. 16 pitches for Crook, 13 strikes. Oh, 0-2 on Verdugo. And Rizzo fields, and Crook didn't cover. Bases loaded. Mistake by the rookie. He did not come over and cover.
Could also say, you know, Anthony Rizzo, maybe a lack of awareness too on where he was right there. I mean, you love aggressive first baseman, and he's a great one. It's hard to second guess Rizzo on anything. So yes, Crook doesn't get over there. It's always tough for lefties to get over there, but he just doesn't as he freezes. But Rizzo in front of second base, too. Actually, probably could have read that better himself.
I think Crook just assumed, well, that's a ground ball to Torres. He's going to throw it to Rizzo. And then when he saw that Rizzo was not at the bag, belated start toward first base and couldn't get there in time. Strike to Turner. Now the base is loaded. One and one.
I think generally you want your first baseman being aggressive like Rizzo is and getting everything you can get. Be interesting to see what he says after the game on that play.
High fly ball. McKinney turns, looks, see ya, grand slam by Turner. And it's 10-1 Boston.
Nothing cheap about that one. Turner's last home run, his previous at-bat, was a fly ball over the monster. This one, an absolute missile to center.
Very sloppy baseball by the Yankees. First Donaldson, then the combination of Rizzo and Crook not covering, and then that resulted in Johnson with the Turner with the grand slam. Pitch outside to Devers. One of those nights for Herman and the Yankees.
And on the other end, that guy. A monster night for Justin Turner.
Third inning, he's 3 for 3, a double, 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. The grand slam is 10th home run of the year.
This one is absolutely leaned on.
Popped up off the bat of Devers. Donaldson will make the play, and that'll do it. But the Red Sox send 9 batters to the plate. They score 6 runs. At the end of 3, it's the Red Sox 10, and the Yankees 1. Well, we're putting the app in Happy Father's Day. This year, give your father the gift of the Yankees on the Yes app. With more ways to watch, more ways to interact, and more ways to win. Show your appreciation to Dad and download the Yes app. I didn't write that. We go to the 4th inning, 10-1, Red Sox over the Yankees. Count 0-1 on Rizzo. 1-1.
Michael, speaking of Father's Day, congratulations. Weren't you just named one of the Fathers of the Year at an event the other day?
Yes, I was, by the Father's Day Council.
Did you get your award?
I did. Great award, very heavy.
That's awesome. Great stuff, Michael.
Father's Day Council has raised $35 million over the years for children's charities. CEO of Macy's also won, and Matthew Broderick.
Very nice.
And David, you should have seen the kids. Charlie and Callie looked adorable.
Fly ball left field. Rizzo is retired. 1 down.
Well, you did go to the Taylor Swift concert, didn't you?
I did, and Harry Styles.
And Harry Styles,
Yep.
both.
Yep. That got me some votes.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So here's Josh Donaldson, 10-1 Red Sox. You know, we're talking about the Red Sox struggles, and they're in last place. Well, the Red Sox beat the Yankees 2 out of 3 last weekend, and now in the first game of this series, they're up 10-1 in the 4th inning. You know, the Yankees have issues of their own with the injuries that they're dealing with, but injuries had nothing to do with the way Domingo Germán pitched today.
Yeah, you've just come to expect that the Yankees are going to get good pitching night in and night out, especially with Domingo on the mound. And when you're down Aaron Judge, you expect, like, you got to have a tight game, right? You got to play good defense, clean defense. You got to have good pitching. You know it's going to be a challenge to score runs without your best offensive player in the lineup. but by the third inning, you're blown out.
Line to right field. It's a base hit for Donaldson. So he's 1 for 2 after striking out in the first inning. 1 out single here in the fourth.
Fastball out over the plate, lashed the other way. Good swing.
Here's Willie Calhoun. All right, so David, 10-1 fourth inning. You still pitching your game as if it's 1-1, or you just throwing strikes? Not laying in the middle, but
No, you're definitely much more aggressive. I mean, you still try to mix your pitches up, but certainly early in the count, you're not shooting for the corners. You're going to get more of the plate and put the onus on the hitter to swing the bat. Especially early in the count, first pitches, first couple of pitches. Yankees need base runners. So that allows the pitcher to be aggressive.
One and two. Donaldson, first non-home run hit since opening day. So he has 7 hits and 5 of them have left the yard. High fly ball, right center. Verdugo is there to make the play. 2 outs. Billy McKinney. Grounded foul.
I guess the important question for you, Michael, I have is who was the better concert, Harry Styles or Taylor Swift? Put you on the spot with that one.
I think Swift.
Taylor Swift put on the show.
I mean, the show was just amazing and 3.5 hours long. But Harry Styles was good. That one's back to the wall. And Yoshida makes the play for the final out. Yankees strand 1. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Isaiah Kanafalefa is the 5th Yankee with a straight steal of home since 1985. Who are the other 4 players? Tweet your answer using hashtag YesNetworkTrivia. The pitch to Duvall is a strike.
Well, you can't help but think about Jackie Robinson and Yogi Berra, even though obviously he was a Yankee who's stealing home plate. But as far as just the stolen base of home plate, historically speaking.
Now, I'm not sure if this was included in the question. Is it straight steal? Because Didi was the last guy that wasn't straight. Okay, straight steal. One and two. Abreu getting ready.
It's going to be a dust out the closet tonight for the Yankees in their bullpen.
Right at Torres. One away. This is the one against the Mets from IKF. Now, there were 2 schools of thought on this, David, that Brooks Raley was trying to hit the batter, McKinney, because he knew that IKF had the base stolen. If you hit the batter, he has to go back to third. Or he he just didn't want him to bunt or something like that. What do you think happened there?
Only he can answer that. Maybe he just got stunned by it, got shocked by it, and thought maybe a squeeze was on, and that's what they teach you with the squeeze, is go after the hitter. But that was obviously a straight steal, and from about 45 feet, by the time Kiner Falefa took off, he got halfway down the line before anybody even noticed. He's just standing there. Great job by Kiner Falefa.
I think if Raley had thrown a fastball strike right down the middle, he would have been safe.
I think he would have been safe because he was so far off the bag by the time he took off. Usually on a straight steal of home, you see a guy get a good jump, but he's not halfway down the line before he even starts.
Chopped to first, and Rizzo bobbles and loses the play. So Yoshida will reach.
Get another look. It looked like maybe he overshot a little bit and got handcuffed. That's exactly what happened. They're going to score that a base hit, but that's just handcuffed. I think he overran it just a bit. Maybe it hit the lip of the grass and kicked left on him.
I got to tell you, David, I've been blown away by some of the official scoring decisions around baseball this year. It's amazing. If you're a pitcher, you think that's a hit? If that's fielded cleanly, it's an easy out.
I can tell you're looking at John Sterling right over my right shoulder. He agrees with you.
Of course. I mean, I'm not trying to get Anthony Rizzo an error, but what are we doing here? You almost feel like the umpire should be the official scorer. And I think of all the places in New York, they're probably the fairest. Grounded to third. There's one. Not in time. So a 5-4 force. And what planet is this a hit? I guess this one, Earth.
Yes. Planet Fenway.
So Matt Crook probably thinking, so this is the big leagues. Here's Tristan Cassis. One and 0. Crook was victimized by mishandled ground ball to Josh Donaldson that would have ended the inning. That grand slam wouldn't have happened. And then later in the inning, Rizzo ranging way far to the right, and then Crook's fault didn't cover first base, so 2 mistakes there. And then he served up the grand slam to Turner. Three and 0 on Casas. And ball 4 as the Red Sox first baseman walks. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. 10-1 Boston, and that will do it for the rookie Matt Crook in his major league debut. He will remember it forever, perhaps not so fondly as they call on Albert Abreu to face Connor Wrong. 2 runners on, 2 outs. FanDuel, the numbers can change with every pitch, so now let's see what the live total is at this very moment. Right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $2,500. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to start making every moment more. So Matt Crook finally gets into a big league game. He'd been up for 12 games, not called on. Finally got called on, victimized by shoddy defense and also making a bad pitch of his own. And now you watch Abreu inherit first and second, 2 men out in the bottom of the 4th. One and 1. 2-1 on Wong. Two and two.
It's kind of hard to process when you're a rookie. You just made your debut. You're sitting in the dugout now trying to figure out what happened. It's such a bittersweet moment. Sense of accomplishment, and then also they gave up a granny.
Line to right field. It's a base hit in front of Bowers. 1 run scores. Going to third is Casas. He's there. The ball gets by Donaldson. Casas will score. Moving to second is Wong. And the Red Sox are blowing out the Yankees. It's now 12-1.
Indeed, Michael, as you see, the fastball is just fought off by Wong the other way. Really nice bat work here. And when you're a pitcher here, you're supposed to float in between the mound and home plate. You see Abreu's caught nowhere. Just no good right there. You have to be back over here so that when you read the play, you can back that up at third base. So it's been that kind of night for Yankees. Mistakes all over the field.
Reyes fouls it off, 0-1.
Now that's back to spring training. Pitchers, when you have runners on base and runners are going everywhere, you gave up a hit, you've got to get in foul territory and read the play as a pitcher so you can back up either home or third base. Abreu kind of standing in the middle of the field. No help at all.
Bowers gets an error on the throw that got past Donaldson.
This is a Mel Stoudemire special. You see, you're a spectator. What do I do? Where do I go? You're not helping anybody there, either behind home plate or behind third. You got to get over in foul territory and get ready to break both ways. So you go over and pick up the ball and another run scores.
Runner at second. Inside. 2-1. So Wong gets an RBI, his 16th. The second run scores on the E9. Foul the other way. Line drive over the leaping drive, Volpe into left field. That'll score Wong. It's an RBI single for Reyes, and it's 13-1 Red Sox.
It's one of those nights everybody hits on the Red Sox side. The slider stays middle away.
Devers and Casas, the only two Red Sox without hits, but they both have walked, so everybody's been on base. 13 runs on 13 hits for the Red Sox.
You in favor of a mercy rule, Michael?
No.
They'd actually talked about that.
Yeah.
Have to be past a certain inning and past 10 runs.
1-2. You like it? Would you like it?
No, I'm all right with position players pitching if need be. I think you should have one or two position players that are designated to do that job later in the game.
Fly ball. Calhoun will make the play, but the Red Sox put 3 more on the board. A nightmare at Fenway, 13-1 Boston. Pat the pinstripes and get a behind-the-scenes look at the Baby Bombers during spring training with the big club. Watch Homegrown, presented by Wendy's, Thursday at the Yankees coverage on Yes and the Yes app. 5th inning, 13-1 Red Sox. And Houck deals a strike to Higashioka. The Yankees can bring in a position player to pitch at any point now if they are down by 8 or more runs. And in case you're a little short on math skills, they're down by 12. Now, we talked about this earlier. Without Judge and the big guys in the lineup not really picking up the slack, the Yankees have to get good pitching and play clean baseball. They've got neither of those two things today.
Yeah, things just really unraveled in the third once Domingo Germán was out of the game. Matt Crook got a couple ground balls, actually got 3 ground balls and almost got out of that right there. That would have been a great job. He actually did his job.
And that one hits Houck. He'll go down. The ball caroms out to Devers. Let's see if Houck is okay as Higashioka gets a single.
You can see the blood on his face. It's a really scary situation.
Oh, you just hate to see this.
It's good to see him walk off on his own by himself, at least with a little help. Right up and walking off, but clearly the ball went off his face.
Oh, we're going to step aside for just a moment, hoping that Tanner Houck is okay. We'll be back. After getting hit with a line drive off the bat of Kyle Higashioka, walked off under his own power and actually gave a thumbs up to Higashioka. So that's a good sign. We're not going to show you a replay. It's unnecessary. It was a line drive. It got him on the cheek, and there's blood there. And David, I would think that that's got to be the fear of every pitcher. You guys are so close after you release the ball.
Yeah, without a doubt. Sometimes you see guys react after the line drive goes by them and try to lift up the glove. So yeah, you are in a vulnerable spot as a pitcher.
Many, many years ago here at Fenway Park, just an ugly scene. Ryan Thompson was on the Yankees and hit a line drive back to Bryce Flory in his eye socket, and you could hear it from up here in the press box. It was awful, and Bryce Flory came back, but really was never the same, David.
No, he was not. He really had a hard go of it. You know, hopefully this one wasn't as serious for Tanner Houck, because he gave that sort of that thumbs up to Kyle Higashioka, which is a great sign.
So Joe Jakes takes over. They gave him as much time as he needed, obviously. And the lefty deals a strike to Anthony Volpe. So Higashioka with a single. Top of the 5th inning, 13-1 Boston.
So I'm going to assume that's an American pronunciation of a French last name. Is that what that is?
Joe Jakes. Volpe walked in the 3rd inning. He's from Red Bank High School in New Jersey, attended Manhattan College. He's a Jasper. Ground ball is short. This should be 2. There's 1. There's 2. You know, David, speaking of Manhattan College, the 7th inning stretch was actually originated by Father Jasper because he felt the students were getting restless during baseball games, so that he had them get up and stretch in the 7th inning.
Quite a history there, right, at Manhattan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh and 1 on Bowers. Now 0 and 2. Joe Jakes, 33rd round pick in 2018. He walked on at Manhattan and only became a prospect when he started to throw sidearm.
There you go. Lefty side armor, too. Very unique.
Slow ground ball. Casas to Jakes, and that will do it. We're halfway through, 13-1 Red Sox. Look at the exit velocity presented by Spectrum. 2 home runs today. In the 2nd inning, 367 feet, 101.9 miles per hour off the bat. 3rd inning, the grand slam to center, 429, 105.6 off the bat. Audi scoreboard, 13-1 Red Sox, bottom of the 5th inning. Turner, 3 for 3. 6 ribbies tonight. That ties his career high. Did it once before in 2019 while with the Dodgers.
Having a solid year with the Red Sox here.
Signed a 1-year, $15 million deal, and the Dodgers decided they didn't want to bring him back. You know, you still have a lot of outs to get, and you don't want to burn pitchers in your bullpen for these outs in a game that you're losing by 12. And there are new rules regarding position players pitching. The game has to meet one of these 3 criteria. Game is in extra innings, or the team trailing by at least 8 runs at any point, or a team winning by at least 10 runs in the 9th inning. Three and 2. Turner thought it was ball 4. Grounded up the middle. Backhanded by Torres, straightens and fires. 1 away. David, were you a little surprised Wednesday at Citi Field when we find out after the game, after Monday being an off day, then Tuesday they all pitched, that King, Holmes, and Peralta were not available?
I know we had talked to Aaron Boone before the game, and it was the 3 out of 4 thing that he wanted to kind of stay away from. So, yeah, going into that game, I was not surprised because he gave me a heads up beforehand.
Now, we know they don't like to pitch King in back-to-back, so that made sense. But Peralta and Clay, because they do like to stay away from 3 out of 4. But you did have an off day on Thursday, too.
Yeah, you did have an off day.
As Devers down on strikes.
Usually with King, it's because it's multiple innings. He'll pitch 2 innings at least and then get 2 days off and then pitch again or be available again.
Well, yesterday was an off day, so everybody had that. You see Holmes had pitched 3 out of 4 anyway.
King's appearance on the 13th was a save opportunity. He threw 9 pitches and got the save.
And then Peralta only threw 11 pitches and 4 a couple of days before that, and he was not available. And he has been unwandy-like lately, but they claim there's nothing wrong with him. Boone and Blake really take care of those pitchers in the bullpen. They try not to overuse them, and the bullpen has been a Yankee strength all year.
Yeah, that's the saving grace of the Yankees this year. That is the story.
That's a strong 1-2-3 inning for Albert Abreu as he retires the Red Sox in order. 1-2-3, we go to the 6th. 7 games hitting .560. Acuna Jr., first player in big league history, 15 homers, 30 stolen bases, first 70 games. And Fernando Tatis Jr. is hot in June. Joe Jakes will pitch to Giancarlo Stanton. There's a strike. Well, Katie Sharp, who does such a great job digging up Yankee stats, she said the 13 runs the Yankees have allowed in the first 4 innings, the second most runs allowed through 4 innings by the Yankees in the game against the Red Sox in history. The most was 15 on August 31st of 1933. There's a base hit for Stanton. You know, Jake's caught a break when he was pitching at Manhattan. He was pitching in a game in 2018, and there were 100 scouts in attendance, but they weren't in attendance to see him. Manhattan was playing Stetson, and Logan Gilbert was pitching, so they were there to see him. But Jake's pitched well, caught their attention, and ended up getting drafted. Right place, right time, right result. Grounded to short, bobbled. The throw to first, not in time. That'll be an error on Reyes.
Well, this is a sure double play. And not only is it not a double play, he gets nothing. By the time he recovers and throws it, here's Glaber out of the box.
So an error on Reyes. Here's Rizzo. He's 0 for 2, but a ground ball in the first inning drove in a run. His 33rd ribby. And Jake steals inside. Jakes grew up in New Jersey, Shrewsbury, New Jersey, and his favorite player was Derek Jeter. Big Yankee fan. Way outside. Wong couldn't handle as the runners move up on the wild pitch.
Another look. Now that's a sweeper. That thing took off.
That's driven into left center field. That ball is going to be in there for a base hit up against the wall. That'll score 2 runs. Going to second is Rizzo, and it's a 2-run double for the Yankee first baseman. It's 13-3 Red Sox.
We'll split the gap and take 2 RBIs with you. Another look, down and in, inside out swing. Stand up double.
Donaldson takes outside. One and one. Donaldson with a single in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2. So Rizzo has 3 ribbies tonight. That matches the 3 he had from his previous 15 games before tonight. Two and one. Jake's made his major league debut Monday, 3rd big league game tonight. He was called up during the Yankee series last weekend, didn't get into a game. Reyes will get the out on Donaldson. Moving to third is Rizzo. Here's Calhoun. Infield is back with one out. 10-run lead. Pitch outside, 1-0. Swing and a miss.
Well, Jakes gets a lot of movement on that slider. And can change speeds with it too.
One and two on Calhoun. He's 0 for 2. Missed outside, 2 and 2. Rizzo's at third. Check swing, did he go? No, he did not. There is no checking back of Rizzo. He could have a 45-foot lead. Devers is way off the line. Strike 3. Calhoun down looking.
Just a really well executed pitch on the outside corner. After all those sliders, kind of backdoors a sinker. Well done.
There's Billy McKinney, 0 for 2. Ground ball to second, fly ball to left. Jakes is one of 2 lefties in the bullpen for the Red Sox. The other one, Bernardino. There's a part of the lineup, 3 out of the 4 Yankee batters left-handed: Rizzo, Calhoun, and McKinney. But Rizzo owns lefties, got a big 2-run double against Jakes. Not as big as it could be when it was 13-1. But he does not get neutralized by a lefty pitcher. Line drive, a base hit. McKinney with an RBI single. Rizzo will score, and it's 13-4 Boston.
Nice job by McKinney hanging in there on this slider. Watch the front shoulder, just stay on it. Jakes left it over the middle. McKinney stays on it. Picks up a 2-out ribby.
Hit safely in 8 games that he's played with the Yankees. Picks up his 2nd ribby of the year. Corey Kluber, who's been demoted to the bullpen, he's warming up. 2-time Cy Young Award winner. There's a strike. Higashioka's line drive up the middle struck the starter Tanner Houck like it was the cheek. Went down to his knees. There was blood. Walked off under his own power, and he was replaced by Joe Jakes. One and two. Foul back, still 1-2.
Higashioka has been an excellent fastball hitter this year. Gets a lot of good swings if you leave a fastball right there.
Swing and a miss. He goes down on strikes. Yankees get 3 runs, but they're still down by 9. On being voted the Montefiore Einstein Players of the Week. Last 8 games, a 1.88 ERA. Opponents hit 165 against them. Allowed just 2 home runs in 28 2/3 innings. Great job. Yankee bullpen's been great all year. Came into this game with the best ERA in all of baseball. Abreu's still in there, and he deals a strike to Yoshida. Yoshida's 3 for 3. Last week against the Yankees, he was 0 for 11. Red Sox just lost 2 out of 3 in 10 innings to the Rockies. Ramirez is up. That one is ripped into left center field. That's going to be his 4th hit. Splits the outfielders, and it goes to the wall. Yoshida starts it off with a double.
Get another look. And fastball right there. So he just fights it off. Yoshida was asked the question as he thought, is the game faster over here? Is there more velocity? And he says he's kind of used to the velocity. Japan has a lot of hard throwers nowadays. A lot of splitters in Japan and not so many changeups. So he's had more trouble with sort of off-speed or changeup styles than any other pitch.
One and one on Christian Arroyo. One for 2, also hit by a pitch. So Abreu got the final out of the 4th, pitched the 1, 2, 3, 5th, out here pitching the 6th. Hit sharply and grabbed there by Donaldson. Turns it into an out. Well, Hyundai thanks those who nominated an everyday hero in the Hyundai Salute to Heroes contest. One lucky hero will win a brand new 2023 Tucson. Winner will be announced soon. And that is going to do it for Abreu, with Casas coming up. The lefty batter will face the lefty Ramirez. Abreu's night is done. Leaves a runner on second with 1 out. Here comes Ramirez. The 5th Yankee with a straight steal at home since 1985. Who are the other 4?
We know Ellsbury's one, right? Ricky, maybe? Got to be Ricky, right?
Winfield, Claudel, Gerald Williams, Ellsbury, and Ikea.
Wow. Dave Winfield.
That's a big man stealing home. Ramirez deals a strike to Casas. Nick's 10th game. He gave up the game winner to Brandon Nimmo on Wednesday. Walk off to right field. 1-1. Red Sox 18-18 at Fenway this year, but they are 5-11 in their last 16.
Ramirez, similar to Jake's, maybe not quite sidearm, but stuff-wise, sinker slider.
Two and two.
I think we've seen so many four-seam fastball pitchers in today's game over the last 5 to 10 years that sinker sliders and different arm angles are kind of coming back in vogue a little bit. Especially with the study of the spin, you can make the ball move. Pitchers are studying sort of seam orientation, how to use the seams to make the ball move. Seam shifted wake. Ramirez very much relying on movement. Sinkers, sliders.
Grounded and grabbed on the backhand by Torres, and he fires past Rizzo. It gets by him, that allows a run to score. Yoshida crosses the plate, and it's 14-4 Red Sox.
Well, it's easy to see why sloppy games get sloppier. Players can kind of lose their concentration. And the next thing you know, you start seeing plays like that.
That's just way too nonchalant. And that was scored a base hit. I'm sorry, David, I give up.
He's consistent.
Consistently bad.
Everything's a hit.
Wow. Goodness. How is that a hit? So the Yankees on the board have one error. You're watching the game, they've got 3. As Wong goes down on strikes. So if that's a hit, is that an RBI too? Doesn't the run have to score on the ball gets past Rizzo? It has to.
You have to account for it. I have a feeling that some of these plays are going to be revisited.
He gets that one as Casas is left stranded. Fully electric Audi vehicle at your local Tri-State Audi dealer today. Corey Kluber with the ground ball to Torres. A no-hitter for Kluber with the Yankees in Arlington against the Rangers. Last out was Willie Calhoun. So he is on in relief. And Volpe loops one into center field, a base hit. Well, you can see he's been moved to the bullpen. 9 starts, 3 and 6, ERA of 6.84. A lot of walks, 39 strikeouts, and 13 home runs, David, in 50 innings. Back to the top of the order.
Yeah, it's a problem when you're not striking guys out and you're walking guys. And then your fly ball rate goes up and they start leaving the ballpark.
Crowd of 37,086, and that is the biggest crowd of the year here at Fenway Park. So he signed a one-year deal, $10 million with the Red Sox in January. Rock bottom might have been June 8th in Cleveland against his former team when he gave up 8 straight hits in long relief. Was asked if he's thought about retiring, and you could speak to this, David. He said, "I like to believe that I'll know when the time is right to say that I've had enough. I don't know if anyone has the right answer as to when that is. I think if you're lucky enough to make that decision, not have it made for you, guys probably just know." But we asked you this on my radio show the other day, and you gave a good answer. The thing that makes you great, that makes you a major league pitcher, makes you think, I'll get through this.
Yeah, I have an answer for him. No, you don't know. You're the last one to know a lot of times. That competitive fire.
Popped up. Long run for everybody, and it falls fair but kicks foul. And Bowers gets another swing.
Nobody home. That's as close as a shift as you'll get in today's rules. And that ball, really, nobody had a chance to catch that. Kluber maybe had the best shot. You know, the competitive fire leads you to believe that you're one step away from getting it back. You know, a little mechanical adjustment or learn a new grip or a new pitch.
David, when you struggled so much in 2000, did you think I might be done, or did you think I'll get through this?
No, I just kept thinking, man, that's just one bad inning that keeps getting me. You know, I'm this close. When in actuality, my skills diminished overnight. My fastball was 2 clicks shorter. My slider hung a lot. Just didn't have the same bite. It was inconsistent. One inning it was decent looking, and then the next inning it was flat.
Fly ball right field. Verdugo makes the play.
You know, with the benefit of hindsight and all these years later, you know that one bad inning, when it starts happening regularly, that just means, you know, it's more than just one bad inning. It means your stuff is really not sustainable, especially as a starting pitcher, which is why some starters can go to the bullpen and extend their career.
And that also disproves the theory that, oh, you can't lose it that fast. Well, you pitched a perfect game in '99, so you can lose it that fast.
Yeah, it was almost overnight. It really was.
And although he pitched very well on Wednesday, Mets Justin Verlander had a 1.75 ERA last year and won the Cy Young. And now he's struggling, and the get out of jail free card, well, it can't happen that fast, but I guess it can. I don't know if it has with him, but it can.
It absolutely can. And we'll see. He did look good against the other night in his last start. But he certainly threw more sliders. He changed his formula a little bit. He kind of pitched off of his slider in his last start on Wednesday night.
2-1. 2-2 on Stanton.
I once asked Dennis Eckersley, who pitched both. He was a starter and a reliever, a great reliever, a Hall of Fame pitcher. I said, what's tougher? And he said, it's definitely starting. Got to get through the lineup 3 times. And now we know with some of the metrics and numbers how hard that can be for most starters.
Fly ball, center field. Duvall comes in to make the play.
You know, case in point, in today's game, a reliever is much easier to find than a good starting pitcher. A frontline starting pitcher is really hard to find in today's game. Everybody needs them. But it seems like the bullpen is filled with guys that they got from other organizations that maybe upticked on their velocity a little bit or learned a new grip.
Oh, 0-1 on Gleyber Torres, the man who caught the ground ball on the final out of the no-hitter that Kluber threw for the Yanks.
There is nowhere to hide for pitchers in general nowadays. Most teams with resources have an army of analysts that are studying every move a pitcher makes, every tendency, whether you're tipping your pitches or not, what pitches you throw in which situations. It's harder than ever to stay ahead of the curve as a starting pitcher.
Three and two on Torres, so Volpe will be going with 2 outs. We're in the 7th inning, 14-4 Red Sox. Duvall in dead center makes the play, and that'll do it. No runs a hit, 1 man left. Time for the stretch in Boston. Boston 4-8-2 for the Yankees. 2 is light, should be more. Herman didn't get out of the 3rd. Anthony Rizzo, 3 ribbies. Tanner Houck knocked out, comebacker from the bat of Kyle Higashioka, and the Red Sox have done the job with the bats. And there's a strike on Verdugo leading off the bottom of the 7th inning. Well, the official scorer woke up enough to give Gleyber Torres an error to allow the run to score. But he still gave a base hit.
A hit and an error now.
Right, so can you imagine what the thinking was, David, to actually, for an inning, think that that deserved an RBI?
Right.
Let alone the hit. Wow.
Yeah, the ball got by the first baseman, and then the run scored.
An emergency swing kept it alive, and he fouls it off.
Should give you, sort of a note on Domingo Germán tonight. Just sometimes you don't have your stuff at all. I mean, he threw 18 curveballs, just 1 swing and miss on that pitch, and that's his bread and butter. He came into this game leading the American League in strikeouts with curveballs, and his whiff rate among the league leaders too on that particular pitch.
Fly ball left center. On the run, McKinney makes the play. Check out and follow Yes Network on TikTok for more content. And David, this is a mound where Germán has excelled. He had 7 no-hit innings at one point, one game.
Just didn't have it tonight. You're going to have starts like that throughout the year, and I had him. Every starter has at least a couple or 3 starts like that where you just have absolutely nothing and you get hammered. But when your best pitch is not there for you, it's kind of hard to figure that you're going to have a good outing.
Turner's had a night. 3 for 4, 6 ribbies, 2 home runs, a double. Down in the count 0-2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. One and 2. Two and 2.
Breaking out the one sheet work now, Michael. Looking for talking points. Ron Guidry. This date, 1977. his first complete game.
Ground ball is short. And a side note to that, David, you know, that was a Yankee team I followed as a kid, and it was such a big deal because he couldn't get a complete game. He'd get one out in the ninth and then couldn't get the final 2 outs. He pitched, and now, boy, if you pitch in the 8th inning, they're throwing parties and celebrations. He could not get a complete game, and it was a huge story.
And then at the end of the day, he ended up with 95 complete games by the time his career was over. 1977, Ron Guidry, 95 career complete games after that story. 26 shutouts.
And his career ended because of arm problems too, but he was a tough dude. He wasn't a good pitcher, he was a great pitcher. Oh, 0-2 on Devers.
Any chance we get to talk about Gator, it's a good day. One of the nicest men, too.
His 25-3 season in 1978, one of the greatest seasons ever. And he won the one-game playoff right here.
Yeah, with a couple days rest or whatever it was. Short rest, that's for sure. You know, our research department at the Yes Network does a great job. They send out this thing called the One Sheet every day. James Smythe and Jeff Quagliata, and among others, do a great job with it. We should market this thing and send it out and sell it.
You know, it's not a bad idea.
It is just filled with stuff that we never even use. I mean, it's a one sheet, but it has a wealth of information on it and tidbits.
And the interesting thing with the pitch clock, there's a lot that gets left in the saddlebag.
Absolutely. Just historically speaking, much less the current game and numbers on each individual player.
So if everybody listening will Venmo David $1, he will send you his copy of it.
I will. Send me your email. Or just meet me at the bar across the street after the game.
Three-two, swing and a miss. The Red Sox go down in order. We go to the 8th. Yankees postgame get highlights, analysis, and player reaction, plus Aaron Boone on the manager's report. It's all coming up next on Yes and the Yes app. Remember, Yes has postgame coverage after all 162 Yankee games, including this weekend at the nationally televised games on Fox tomorrow and ESPN on Sunday night. Although tomorrow's game a little up in the air with the rain in the forecast all day. So check your listings, because if there is a doubleheader on Sunday, Yes will have the first game.
Oh, I'll have both games.
Yes, you will.
I'm going to spend the whole weekend here in Boston.
I'm going to drive home tonight, see a little baseball game tomorrow with 8-year-olds, and then I'll drive back on Saturday night if there's a game. You know what happened on this date, David, in 1997? There's a down on strikes.
97. Let's see.
June 16th.
No.
I'll give you a hint. This guy would like to buy some vowels, but he really handled the Yankees well.
Oh.
Dave Malicki.
Wow.
First Subway Series game. Donaldson with a high drive to left field. That ball is over the monster. A home run for Donaldson. 14-5.
plenty of time to load up on that one. High and far and over everything.
There's a base hit past Casas and down the right field line. Fielded by Verdugo, and he holds Calhoun to a single.
Another look. Something kind of spinning and hanging. About 110 miles an hour off of Josh Donaldson's bat. By the time it lands, it's about 413 feet away.
Billy McKinney drives one down the right field line, and it is foul. Just missed the pesky pole. McKinney's looking into the Yankee dugout. Was that fair? He wasn't sure.
You might want to initiate an umpire review on this one. You can see, no, Boone sees it. So they get the confirmation from the video room, and we'll get a look here. Yeah. Unless you've been down on the field, you don't realize how close the pesky pole is. There's really nothing like it. The dimensions in this ballpark. I mean, that pesky pole is just, I mean, the first baseman looks over his shoulder. It's right there.
That, if you hit that pole, it's the shortest home run in baseball.
Yes, by far.
But if you don't hit the pole, the ball goes straight out, and then it becomes a difficult place to get a ball out. Oh, the things that pole has seen. All those autographs on there. Same thing inside the monster. Players go inside.
Yeah.
They sign the wall. Sidestep rats.
Named after Johnny Pesky, longtime player and longtime coach. He was around forever. Legendary man in the Red Sox lore. The pesky pole.
I remember the game that Nate P came to the game and then signed the pole there. Yeah. High fly ball. Duvall makes the play. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. By FanDuel, make every moment more. And by NYU Langone Health, the #1 hospital in the U.S. for neurology and neurosurgery. Kyle Higashioka digs in. Calhoun on first. Big cut. 0-1. Ground ball to third. Devers across the diamond. And that'll do it. Yankees get a run on 2 hits. 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 14-5 Red Sox. And we'll take a look at the new Yankee pitcher, Kiner-Falefa. This was April 14th against Minnesota. He allowed 1 hit, did not allow a run. And he offered the umpire, hey, check for sticky stuff. That wasn't to be, so he will make his second appearance right here Herman, Crook, Abreu, Ramirez, and now IKF. That was April 13th. I said 14th. I apologize. Didn't walk a batter, didn't strike out a batter. Hyundai scoreboard 14-5 Red Sox over the Yankees. Duvall swings at the first pitch and lofts it to left. Going back, Calhoun, and that's going to clang off the wall. Playing it out there is McKinney, and Duvall gets himself a double. No, that was Duran pinch hitting for Duvall. So Duran picks up a double. And now Rob Refsnyder will pinch hit for Yoshida. Jumping on IKF early. He lofts that one to center field. McKinney makes the play. I would think that batting against a position player is a no-win proposition for a hitter. If you get a hit, well, you're supposed to, and if you make it out, you're going to be kind of made fun of by your teammates.
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, in the spirit of the game, I think, you know, throw it over the plate and swing the bat. Now, that's the key for any position player pitching, is to kind of just get it over the plate. Take your chances.
Remember when Boggs came into pitch? He could pitch.
He had a knuckleball. Yeah, he had a good knuckleball. Took it seriously.
Nick Swisher also pitched for the Yankees. Many position players over the years have done this. Major League Baseball tried to curb it. We told you the 3 instances when you can use a position player. And down by 8 runs at any point is one of those conditions. 3-1.
See, I'd rather see a position player lob it in there with a little arc on it than, you know, trying to throw hard.
Popped up. Rizzo will make the play for out number 2. Now, in a game that has very few highlights for the Yankees, and you know, they'll sit on this one all night and think about, especially Aaron Boone, how his team played. But if IKF can give you a scoreless inning, it brings some levity to the proceedings, something that they could smile about and be loose about. Pitch to Casas is upstairs. Fly ball down the right field line. What foul? Well, IKF has become proficient in the outfield. Certainly could play all infield positions. We know he can catch. He's caught many, many games in the big leagues with the Rangers, so he could fill every position if he wanted to in one game. That was thrown a little bit harder than the other ones.
A little sidearm at up to 80 miles an hour. I'd be careful with the arm. I'd rather see him throw more of an Ephus style pitch. I'm a big fan of the Ephus myself, but the last thing you want to see is him hurt his arm out there.
Fly ball, left field, and that's going to be off the wall. Playing it out there is Calhoun. Scoring easily is Duran. It's an RBI double for Casas, and a 15 spot for the Red Sox on the board, 15-5. Pitch to Wong, low and away, 1-0. You know, some players take this very seriously. Our own Paul O'Neill was throwing as hard as he possibly could, pitched a good first inning. They kept him in for a second inning. He hurt his arm. He said his arm didn't get back to normal for about a year.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, as I said, there's an art to this. There's going to be a need for it. You're going to need position players in these type of games to pitch. For me, there's nothing wrong with somebody like Kiner Falefa or a couple of guys on your team that can throw strikes, but also lob it in there.
Ground ball to Volpe, gets a nice hop across the diamond, and that'll do it. Red Sox add a run on 2 hits, and we will go to the 9th inning. Local Chevy dealers.
Well, Yoshida got it going early. It's a big hit early in this game off of Domingo Germán, and then he just keeps on raking throughout the night. I mean, this guy could just flat out hit. Certainly outruns that one, but then his ability to split the gap, to go either way. He can pull the ball, hit the ball the other way, hit the ball in the air off the monster. Yoshida's turned out to be a really good signing for the Red Sox as he continues to pound the baseball.
We go to the 9th inning, 15-17-1 for the Red Sox, 5-10-2 for the Yankees, and Brennan Bernardino will enter his 19th game for the Red Sox. You see his numbers, not bad. And he'll face 9-1-2 in the Yankees order. So Ref Snyder takes over in left. Duran is in center. And Bernardino is on the mound. Now, after the inning was over, IKF actually gets his hands checked. I mean, are you kidding me?
I hope that was just in jest and joking. I mean, otherwise, I mean, what are we doing here?
Right, what are we doing? But I mean, it's a perfect ending to a bizarro night. Now, against Minnesota, he offered his hands out.
Right.
And they kind of laughed at him. But that time, the umpire checked his hands. So if a position player gets caught with sticky stuff, let's say he goes from the field. Now, IKF didn't play. He goes from the field and pitches, and he's got pine tar all over his hands from hitting. Are you going to suspend him 10 games?
Yes, that's a good point.
Oh, that came too close to Sterling again. David, you jumped right up. It just hit the front of his booth.
He's talking about it. I guarantee you. He's talking about it. It was right below him.
And Volpe walks again. He's been on base 3 times.
That was close, huh?
So here's Bowers. And there's a strike.
See, we'll do anything we can to keep you entertained here on the Yes Network. You know, keep you engaged in a blowout game.
You also, you completely submarine my business plan. You tweeted out the first page of the one sheet for free.
The first three pages.
Oh.
I'm doing it every
Wow.
half inning here. I'm tweeting out sections of the one sheet.
You kind of give them the first one for free, and then they're
Yeah,
going
that's
to
it.
come back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
Very smart.
give them a little sample.
Ground ball to second. There's one. And there's two. A 4-6-3 double play. Yankees down to their final out. And that'll bring up Stanton, 1 for 4 with a single tonight. And a strike. One on Stanton. 2 more games in the series, tomorrow night and Sunday night, weather permitting. And we will remind you, if tomorrow is in fact rained out, please check your local listings, because if it is a split doubleheader on Sunday, which Aaron Boone said would be the plan, yes, we'll in all likelihood have that game, the first game of the doubleheader. And this should do it. Ground ball to second. And a miserable night for the Yankees. A Friday night in Boston. They lose 15-5. Not much good to say about this one, David.
No, there were 10 runs on the board by the time the third inning was over on the Red Sox side. And even though the Yankees scored 5 runs with 10 hits, they lost by 10 and gave up 15 on 17 hits. So a blowout for the pitching side.
And you just hope that everything is okay with Tanner Houck. That's the most important thing in this game. He got hit with a comeback off the bat of Kyle Higashioka. We hope for the best. Yankees losing 15-5. We'll come back then the post game after that.